That would set up a first birdie of the day for her and get her back to level par for the round.
Well, this was her par putt just from a couple of feet on the very next hole, and a look of total disbelief. Cannot see how she could miss that one, but she certainly did.
And there was more trouble at 7. Another short miss, and that would be a double bogey.
But the mark of a great player is how they make a comeback. And this was her birdie putt at the 8th hole. Look at that, bang in the middle.
We saw the brilliant tee shot of Kim in that little update. Can she convert for the birdie? Yes, she can, and that gives her the outright lead at 12 under par. So 8 holes into this third round, and it's all changed from 3 behind. Kim now leads.
This is Sumino, the second shot into the par 5 10th hole. This has reaped loads of birdies today, and you can see, look at that, exactly why. Well, this might be way better. Hello? No, you're joking. Oh, just another couple of rolls. That would have been spectacular. Really would. Just beautiful flight. Look at that. Absolutely launched it up into the air. And it's come down, well, actually, it not as soft as you would think, but she just needed, what, a couple more rolls for that spectacular albatross. But that's a tap-in eagle.
It is. It's been a great start for Sumino. Already 3 under for her day. And if we give her that short eagle putt, she's very soon going to be 11 under par, just 1 off the lead. You see that 3 Korean flags up there from our top 3 at the moment. A Korean has never won this event. Looking ever more increasingly likely that that will end come Sunday afternoon. Not the start Igoto was looking for today. 3 over for the round. Wind definitely stronger out there than it has been over the last couple of days, but there are chances to score.
Now, Rhian Maliksi tied for second going into this third round. Nice to see lots of people for that. The weekend is here and everybody's out watching these potential superstars. Middle of the fairway. Pin today, just 10 on 5 from the right. Fairly simple pin position. Good shot in.
Hannah Ray Seifert is our woman on the ground with the final group today. Good afternoon, Hannah Ray.
Kia ora, tēnā koutou katoa. Great to be back with you guys. $150 yards in here. She wants to be careful here with the greens cut in half behind the pin, but flat green in front, so a chance to attack.
So a mistake for Kim, our new leader. Bogey free so far today. Just needs to steady the ship. She said she started nervously yesterday, although you wouldn't really have known it to see it, the way she shot that wonderful 67, but definitely a few nerves for her out there. That's Sumin Oh's eagle conversion, and that does take her into a tie for second now, and it's really tightening up, Trish.
Yeah, it certainly is, but when you see shots that good, you can understand why. It's one of the best shots I've seen in a long, long time. Really is. Obviously playing downwind 10, and that's why players are getting up. But literally, what, 2 more rolls, Kim? Kit, I think. Yep, that would have been a nice little Kim. What's your name?
Now we can go live to Sumino on the 11th. 139 yards the par 3 is playing today.
God, that looked good, didn't it? All over the flag. You could tell any time you see a player twirl a club, you know it's all over the flag. Just a fraction too far, but must have looked awfully good in the air.
Yeah, he's playing under par this 11th today, so an accessible pin position. First look at Jazzy Roberts today, the Australian.
Very good. Absolutely pin high. Got to be happy with that. Yeah, she's not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. 6 behind.
Kim's chip shot here is on a slight downslope, but she's got plenty of green to work with. Obviously uphill to the green, quite a lot of fringe, but she should be able to pick this up pretty cleanly and get it to roll out to the pin.
Well, we're expecting a bit more wind today, but that flag's not doing a great deal, Trish.
No, there's obviously been some issues, because if we look at the scorecards, there are certain big numbers on particular holes, but there's also an awful lot of birdies, as you pointed out. So certain holes are playing very, very difficult, but obviously if the wind turns in the other direction, there's many opportunities as well. Now this is a fairly straightforward shot here. Just got to judge how far she wants to pitch it onto the green and just let it roll out.
Great shot. Yeah, as you say, Trish, it's almost making the easier holes play easier and the holes play harder. 9 are playing under par today, which is more than we've seen at all this week. But those that are playing over par, it's a good shot. 3/4 of a shot over.
Se-Jin Park's third shot at 12. Oh, I tell you what, that is pretty good from where she was.
Yeah, when we're talking about the weather, we've had a little look ahead to the forecast tomorrow as we head back to the 9th green with Yun So Yang. And there is a lot of wind in the forecast tomorrow, Trish, to the extent that question marks right now over whether that will be playable conditions. Does that change how players will approach today?
Well, it certainly should. It should do, because I don't think they'll play tomorrow. That's just if the winds are as strong as we just see. The leader from yesterday, Yang's putt, just missing on the right-hand side. Yep, just going back to that. If the wind is as strong as it's supposed to be tomorrow, which is nearly 50, 60 mile an hour, chances are there won't be any play. So the leader at the end of today could be the winner.
So Jim Park's tee shot on its way at 11. And you'll notice there's a couple of So-Jin Parks out there today. So we will make sure we keep on top of which one's which and there's no confusion. That part of Yang's did just roll a good 3 feet past the hole, which given we've seen her miss a couple of short ones today, that's certainly not in the comfort zone. And not the start Maliksi was dreaming of. 3 over par, yet to find a birdie. Really needs something like this to get her round going and back on track.
Yeah, a very early double at the par 5 second, put her on the back foot. This would taste quite sweet. 20 feet. A little bit left to right, possibly. Up the hill, she can be aggressive. Well, a really good effort.
The one thing you would say from Elixir is even though she's 3 over par, she's only 1 shot further back from the lead than she was at the start of the day. This is Park for her par. Not the type of putt you want for par, having already missed a couple of them, Trish.
No, it's a mental thing, isn't it? Real mental battle, really. We were talking about this yesterday, about thinking that you were going to do something. When you've missed a couple of these, well, that's better. Nice stroke, yeah. Really, it's about keeping your head still, because when you miss a couple of short ones, the chances are you're just coming out of it. You're desperate to see it go in. Just keep your head still and hit past your head. She did it very well there.
Sojin Park for birdie just from the fringe at 11.
Just finishing out for par, that was on 9 for our leader.
16 years old, Gu Bean Kim, and making a very impressive debut here at the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific this week, currently in possession of the lead. But we've seen already today how quickly things can change.
Sumino, her birdie putt to get in a tie for the lead. Oh, whoa, whoa. Well, I've got to be honest, I know. You have to call it as you see it. That was a bit of a shocker, and she knows.
So safely tidied up for par 4. She stays at 11 under. And that's how things stand as the leaders head into the back 9 here at Royal Wellington Golf Club. Ariana Lau heading back up the leaderboard as well at 3 under for her day through 11, now within 4 shots of top spot. And that is the view back down to the 10th tee. Back 9 starting with a par 5, and it's a very gettable one today. We've already seen that stupendous eagle from Soo Min Oh. 23 birdies so far here today as well.
Yeah, playing 498 downwind today. I mean, it's not exactly a tiny little hole, but these girls do give it a bit of a rip, and if they can keep it in the air downwind, just get that extra sort of 20. And look at that, that's got a bit of extra.
Hannah Ray, what are the conditions like out there?
Yeah, as you're saying, it's definitely windy enough to really be helping on these downwind holes. It's swirling a little bit and coming up and down, which I think is why we're seeing a little bit of colour on these scorecards today. But overall, the conditions are still very playable. No rain, just a bit of changeable wind.
Yeah, two-shotter today, this hole, really, for most of these players. It narrows around about 270, 280, where you see, yeah, that's the perfect position just there. And those bunkers, they do come into play, especially that front right-hand bunker. That's the one, and with the pin today, 12 on, 5 from the left. If you're coming in from the right-hand side, well, that's just perfect.
Can Yang find the fairway? Straight down for the tee. She loves it, and that is why. So Yang has given up her lead, but a good drive here as she gets her back 9 underway on the 10th. Roberts for her birdie at the par 3 11th. It's a similar story to what we saw from her yesterday, really. She just couldn't quite hit it close enough and couldn't hold the putts. She didn't drop many shots, but there weren't many birdies either. This is up at the green at 10, and it looks like Goto's been in a bit of trouble, Trish.
It certainly does. I'm just trying to see. She's taking a penalty drop. So she'll be playing her 4th shot, and still not the nicest place either. Short-sided herself. It just very much depends where she can get a decent drop. Yeah, you can see the ball. So not easy this though. Got the bunker to go over. Also coming out of rough, so it's going to release more than she would like. Really, the issue here is don't compound an error with another one. Don't try and get too cute. But she's going to have to lay that club face open. Meanwhile, playing partners finishing out. Yep, playing ready golf. Nothing wrong with that. One thing with certainly professional golf is it's way too slow. So it's good to see these amateurs playing at a quick pace. Now this is not easy because this is downwind, so this is going to release. She's got to get this absolutely spot on. Oh, it's come out flying. Wouch.
She's already had a triple bogey and a double bogey on the card today with a couple of birdies, and looks like more shots going there for Goto. This is Siwong of Thailand on 12 for birdie. And a brilliant putt. So nice start to the back 9 for her. A couple of birdies in the first 3 holes since the turn. Oh, she nipped that pretty nicely, Trish.
Yeah, played it well, didn't she? Tricky one from way below the level of the green.
That's Goto's shot on its way, and it needs to travel a little bit. Just catches the slope. Well, it didn't need too much more, so she will have that to just drop 1 shot here.
Interesting. Maliksi, well, we saw her there yesterday as well, in almost identical shot. And she just hacked it out yesterday, but she's gone with the wood, and she's made pretty good contact with that. But it's very much dependent on the lie, and it won't be a particularly good line into that flag. I'm not sure that was the best play, but she made birdie yesterday from that position.
Horn, birdie putt, just lacking a little bit of pace. So par for her and 5 under. Tied 9th as things stand. Hopefully just for a single dropped shot for Goto. Will clear the green of the 10th. Maliksi, of course, having already laid up and hitting it down the left, but I think our remaining 2 players will definitely be having a shot and a good chance to get it close to this flagstick, Hannah Ray.
Yeah, definitely. She's fueled up with a snack of a banana, and she's got 227 to the pin, but it's a pretty narrow shoot in there with the bunkers to navigate, so she'll want to be pretty accurate on this shot. But 227, looks like she's considering which club to go with here.
We've seen Su Min-oh use that slope to the right of the pin to get it in close. Can Yang emulate that?
Yeah, you could see her say go in the air, knew it wasn't quite enough, it was right at it. It should be a fairly straightforward up and down.
Just a long iron for Kyu Bean Kim.
Need to get down, that's left. Hopefully she's got a decent lie in that bunker. If she has, it's actually not too difficult a shot. Nice to see players with long irons, actually. Isn't that? Doesn't happen that much these days in the women's game.
We'll just hop ahead one to the 11th tee, Su Min Hong. Really good shot. She finished third last year. She was actually the leader by 2 at halfway, so she knows what it feels like to be in and around the mix.
Yeah, the first pass, par 3 on the back 9, 11, playing 139 yards today. It's a very inviting green, I have to say, with just a short iron. Bunker to the left there. Everything slopes towards the centre. I always think this hole, first time I saw it, I thought this is a good opportunity for a birdie. If you just hit it out the right-hand side there, it's all going to fall back round to the flag. It's just all about being brave enough to get it up on that top tier.
This is the 30th ranked amateur in the world, Prim Prashnahorn. Nice little bounce in off of the cushion.
Seo Park, a par putt at 13. It's going to break a little bit right to left. Oh, it's a beauty. Yep, well hold.
Goto following her travails on the 10th. And a bit of a miss club.
Oh, this is interesting. Ball well below her feet. And that will, in general, should make the ball just sort of fly a little bit to the right-hand side, which off this slope, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea because she doesn't want to go flirt with that left-hand bunker. Not a lot of green to play with, though. 10 foot would be good. Well, that has worked out very well indeed. I'm not sure if that's exactly how she meant to play that. If it was, well, she's a genius. To be fair, it had to come down. I mean, she could not have landed that any better.
Yeah, we've seen her play some really good wedge shots this week, Melixi. First look at Ariana Lau today, long-range birdie putt at the 12th. All settled down. So our final group will assess what awaits them at the 10th. So much dependent on the lie for Kim in that bunker. And Hannah Ray can tell us how it is lying.
Well, it took everyone a while to find it. She was walking around the front left bunker, and fair enough that she couldn't because it has buried itself into the face of the bunker. Barely be able to see the top of the ball, but she's just calling for rules assistance now because she's definitely going to need some sort of assistance out of what is a very deep lie.
Yang's going to play.
Beautifully played, really was. Judged perfection. Tap in birdie. Back on the birdie trail.
Yeah, that'll be 2 birdies in the last 3 holes for Yang. Putting that back-to-back bogey, double bogey at 6 and 7 firmly behind her.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting what you said earlier about yesterday, that she's nervous before playing. She didn't look nervous at all. And this really, well, this was just a gorgeous little shot, wasn't it? Knew exactly how much it was going to release. A fraction more would have been a nice little eagle, but well, she's back in the lead.
That is a very embedded ball. Now, there are some bunkers in world golf where you tend not to get relief from an embedded ball. More often than not, that's in the sort of revetted bunkers you see on the classic links golf courses.
Everyone having a good look at Kim's ball embedded in the bunker. Still just waiting for the rules official coming over, but Charlie Moran of the RNA walking over now to help Kim with the situation. Just waiting to see if the others are going to putt out first.
Yeah, looks like Maliksi will do exactly that. So, got this for her first red number of the day and to get within 4 strokes of the lead.
Yeah, you feel like this is quite a big putt in the big scheme of things. Had nothing going for her at all. I feel like this one's got to go in. No, she's done that a few times. It's almost as though just keeps the blade slightly open, just that impact.
Well, this is a tester for Lau at 12 to save her par and stay at -8. So first bogey of the day. Goto looking for the bounce back birdie at 11. Maliksi has tapped in for her par. And Gi Kim is getting relief for that embedded ball. It's fantastic to have the RNA referees there. Just make sure everything is as it should be. It's not going to leave a straightforward shot, this, Trish.
No, it's not, but it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because obviously if it's embedded in the bunker, tough luck. And it's what? Not even a yard from being embedded in the bunker. So yeah, I think you'd have to say she's got away with one here. No, you're right though. It's not going to be the easiest shot in the world, but it's a darn sight easier than how it would have been.
Sumino, 1 shot off the lead, her approach into 12. Straight at it, but a little shy.
Birdie putt of Hong at 11 to get within 5. No, we're seeing a lot of putts of that distance missed today. Just maybe that little bit of wind causing slight difference to the first 2 days. Greens maybe just a little different pace as well. from yesterday.
Park, her second at 12. Can she pull the right club? Just hurt by the spin there. So you get to drop it twice. If it moves out of the designated area, then you get to place the ball, which is exactly what Gyubin Kim is doing now, but it's going to be tough to get it to stay there even placing it.
Such a tricky spot here. They're now trying to, having given it a couple of goes at obviously the drop, they're now actually trying to get the ball to stay in place with the placing. She was trying all sorts of different shots for a while, how it would be when she's standing. She was even on her knees at one point trying to see if she would be able to hit it. Fell backwards into the bunker, caddy in the bunker. There's all sorts going on here at the 10th green.
Hanging on by a thread, that ball is now in play.
Yeah, she's going to have to be a little bit careful here. I don't think I'll be grounding my club, that's for sure. And the reason for that being, just in case, you know, players, anybody watching doesn't know, that if you ground your club, then it's in play. And if that ball moves, then there's going to be a penalty. However, if she doesn't ground it, she won't have addressed it. And if the ball does move, she will not incur a penalty. She will, however, obviously, if the ball moves, be in the bunker, which may have been an easier shot.
Yeah, we heard Hannah Ray describing all the various different ways she was thinking of addressing the ball, and it is going to take something creative. Of course, if you do have any rules questions, any queries, especially while you're playing out on the course, the R&A's rules app is always on hand to help you.
Yeah, I'm really not sure about the don't think she needs to be down on her knees at all. This is... Yeah, there you go. I don't think it was as difficult as... Yeah, it was pretty straightforward and she's done well.
Well, that was nicely played, and we're hearing that Yun So Yang has gone up and just headed straight to the 11th tee. So her playing partner Kim still hasn't finished on 10, but Yang's about to pull the trigger on 11. It's a pretty good one. Bit of ready golf there, Hannah Ray.
Yeah, that's taking ready golf to the extreme, that's for sure, but I think the others are certainly keen to move on. That ruling did take a while, but not much left for Kim to finish off here at 10.
So after all that, she has this reasonably short putt for a birdie to regain sole possession of the lead. And Kim goes to 13 under par. Meanwhile, Malixi's ready to hit on 11 as well. It'll be a little bit of a test of composure almost for Gyubin Kim. You could feel pressurised to sort of rush to the next tee and hit your shot, but...
I'm astounded. I am literally astounded. I've never seen anything quite like that before. I don't understand it at all. It's nothing to do with the player herself. She's waiting for a ruling. I don't know what they were expecting. Extraordinary.
That's a delightful little chip from Soo-min Oh. So she'll save her par up at 12. Yeah, like you say, Trish, there was nothing really Gyubin Kim could do about the pace that took. She waited for the rule official to come over, quite rightly. They went through the appropriate process. Of course, it took a little bit longer to get the ball in play just because of the severity of the slope she was dropping on. But once the ball was in play, she cracked on and and got on with it, finishing out the hole pretty quickly.
Yeah, very strange. Never ever seen a player hit off. Well, I have. Trying when you're desperately trying to get in before the light dies down, and but, yeah, very weird.
Yeah, as Kim tees off on 11, Rianne and Yunsoy are already nearly at the green, so they are definitely keen to keep moving here.
That's going to be another interesting lie on the edge of a bunker for Evian Kim at the par 3 11th. South Green and Sojin Park, birdie putt. Oh, just put the brakes on. Mariana Lau second at 13, and it's a bit of timber in hand.
That was a little bit unlucky. Now that's going to leave her an interesting putt. Ouch. If I just put the brakes on earlier, that could have nicely just come round to the flag.
So in and amongst all the shenanigans back on the 10th, Evian Kim picked up the birdie that has kept her in the lead at 13 under Yun So Yang. 2 red numbers in her last 3 holes. The start of a fight back for her. Soo Min Oh going really well also. Grace Rowe of Australia, a couple under today. Had the halfway cut yesterday, exactly 50 players. It would be the top 50 plus ties, and we got it on the button. 84 players started the week from 25 different nations. You see the name of Kaya Daluwate there, going along pretty well today at 1 over, but significant that she's here, the first golfer from Sri Lanka to make the cut in the history of this prestigious women's amateur tournament. And there you'll see Elise Barber rewind to Thursday morning. The 13-year-old Royal Wellington member hit the first tee shot, and she played her last 12 holes in 1 over yesterday to make the cut when she didn't think she was going to. So very well played, Elise. And this one looks fun, Trish.
Honestly, you couldn't make it up, could you, really? This one really is difficult because she's got to, it's so far above her feet. It's not even on a decent lie. It looks like it's sat down in the rough a little bit, and she's got to hold the club probably on the metal and not move the body, just move the arms and the shoulders. It's it's a horrid shot, really. She's not endearing herself to her playing partners at this stage of the game. Now wants the ball marked from off the green. Yeah, this is... and it's not an easy, straightforward shot either, because she's got to judge how much the ball is going to release once it comes off of that bank. Not easy at all. Left herself an outside chance of a par.
Brashnerhorn's second at 12. Well, the tee shot wasn't in a great position, and the body language tells you she doesn't really like that. Ooh, and a little bounce off of the rake.
Malixi's second shot on the par 3. This is straightforward. Just let it run down. Should scare the hole, hopefully. Okay.
Yeah, need something good to happen out there, Malixi. A bit of a roller coaster for Lau at the 13th green. A big hump to come over, about a third of the way on its journey.
The trials and tribulations of our leader. Now, this is to keep the lead, possibly momentarily as well, because Yang has a birdie putt to get back to 13 under. It's going to be a slow one. Again, putting from a couple, maybe a yard or so off of the fringe.
Thought she had it a couple of feet out. Hong with her second into the difficult 12th, playing the hardest hole. And it is a difficult little stretch. 12 and 13, the two toughest holes on the course, but that's an absolute beauty from Hong.
Well, this to take the outright lead back and to get back to level par for the day for our leader overnight. She's had an interesting scorecard today. 3 birdies, a couple of bogeys and a double. It's the same, she knew it was slow but just couldn't quite make herself hit it hard enough. Pars are never bad.
So Lau well short with her birdie putt on 13. There's a bit of movement in this one to save her par. And she just knocked it through the break. Maliksi tidies up for par. So not a single red number, a real contrast to her round yesterday. That's 66. So Yang and Kim locked together at 12 under. Su Min Oh just a single shot behind them. A little bit of a gap then back to Lau and Maliksi. Get involved. There's lots of great social content from the championship available on your social media channels. Make sure you give that a follow. Wow, look at this. This is what's on the line this week. So as well as, of course, this prestigious title, the winner will earn invitations into 3 majors: AIG Women's Open, Chevron and Amundi Evian. The Augusta National Women's Amateur as well, the Women's Amateur Championship at Muirfield this year, Hana Financial Group Championship and the Aussie Open. That's an incredible lineup of tournaments, Trish.
Yeah, it certainly is. And it would be one if you were a touring, tournament professional, you'd be extremely happy with those prizes on offer. Well, this is our 12th hole. This is today. This is playing 385 yards. It's a tough driving hole actually. This one, narrow fairway. It actually opens up the further you hit it down there. Perfect drive is down the left-hand side. That being said, it leaves, well, the reason for that being it's the green's at a 45-degree angle basically to the fairway, and that right-hand bunker, well, that runs all the way up that right-hand side. And that pin today, that is a sneaky little pin, I tell you. You've only got about 4 yards from the top of the bunker to that flag. So left-hand side of that pin is ideal today. Don't bring that bunker into play at all.
Important to find the fairway as well for a bit of control.
She suddenly looks like she's back in the groove, doesn't she? I think those 2 short putts maybe just put her off her stride for a little bit, but perfect drive, that one.
Like you said, Trish, tough driving hole, and made worse when you turn the corner after the 11th and you come round the kahikatea bushes where all the cicadas are. The wind really hits you and it really feels like it picks up on this area of the golf course.
A little bit unlucky there, just caught the upslope of a little depression in the fairway, so no chase forward for Maliksi. Safely on the short stuff though. Been pretty impressed by the composure Gubby and Kim's shown over the last 20 minutes or so with what happened on the 10th green and then having to play a little bit of catch up with their playing partners on 11.
Yeah, it's been an interesting half an hour, isn't it? Well, she needs to find the fairway. Might be just down the right-hand side of it. Yeah, it is. It's okay. It's not the greatest line into the flag. It won't be the easiest approach.
Soo-Min Oh, 5 under on her round today.
It's interesting, isn't it? If you think back to the first round, Kit, she was really struggling, wasn't she, with the lefts and the beginning of the front, or just into the back of the front 9, and then all of a sudden she hit a couple of really good shots and she's looked great ever since.
Yeah, it was really impressive, the ability to know what was going wrong and fix it mid-round. You know, at such a young age to be able to do that, very impressive, and she has more than kicked on, currently 3rd. And it is those top 3 Koreans who have just opened up a little bit of a gap on the rest of the field. So this is our first look at 14 today. Sojin Park is there with her tee shot on the short par 4. So this for eagle. Trish, we asked for the tee to be moved up yesterday, and the R&A have done exactly that.
Ask and you will receive. Yeah, kudos to the staff setting up the golf course today. That's made that into a fantastic hole, and made even better by the fact it's downwind as well.
From one Sojin Park to another. And that wasn't an easy shot, was it? Hirayoshi on the tee at 14, having a crack at the green. What a shot that is.
Yeah, fantastic. I think one of the reasons a lot of the time that the tour staff don't want to do that is obviously it creates a bit of a bottleneck and slow play, because you have to wait for the players on the green well, they have to wait for the players to hit up all the time. But excitement wise for the fans, it's fantastic, no 2 ways about it.
You can see the angle that Maliksi's got, and having to go in over the left edge of that deep bunker guarding the 12th green.
Exquisite, I would say. That was absolutely spot on. She looked worried for a second, but perfect strike.
That could just be the shot that gets the 2024 US Women's Amateur Champion going today. A nice crowd starting to develop out there as well following this final group. What a shot. An absolute stunner from Kyu Bean Kim. She made her first bogey of the day on the previous hole, but that sets up a wonderful opportunity to get it straight back.
Now with an absolute perfect drive, Yang, probably another 30 yards further on, down the left side. This is a tough hole.
133 yards. Got the bunker to contend with as well.
Perhaps a little unlucky not to get the hop forward off the back edge of the bunker there, but we did have that rain yesterday morning. Putt for a share of the lead, Trish.
Yeah, now this one's going to break a little bit, left to right. You can see, got to get this started far enough up the top side. No, never happening, unfortunately. Shame. Good approach shot.
Final group making their way up to the green. It's been a bit of a tussle so far in the third round between Yang and Kim. We can take a look back at how it's played out so far today.
This was Kim's birdie putt at the fourth, up the slope, going in at pace.
Well, Yang had bogeyed the first. This her second shot at the par 5 fourth, and splashdown. She would then hit her fourth shot to here.
And look at this. I mean, if there's one way to make a par, that's it. Almost must have felt like a birdie.
Found the fairway on 5.
Find the fairway, find a great approach shot. That would mean birdie.
Go forward to the 8th. GB Kim used the contours to her advantage, getting better and better every time. That would set up a 2, her second birdie of the day.
And after a double at 7, sorry, this was a comeback birdie. What a putt from downtown as well.
Second shot of the par 5 10th ended up here. An exquisite touch. And that left the simplest of tap-ins.
Well, this plug ball, this took a while to sort out. It took a while to sort out, just getting the ball to actually stay in the same position. She got a drop. It took a while, but very straightforward in the end. Played it beautifully. Knocked it to about 2 feet, 3 feet, and would hold that for birdie.
Well, all that was going on. Yang had already headed up to the 11th tee. Only pitched a yard or 2 from the flagstick, but it would just be a par.
And then Kim, well, this was not easy at all. This was a 2-shot, ended up in a very tricky spot. And she would go on to 2-putt and drop the shot she just made up on 10.
So that's how they are locked at 12 under. And Yang has this to move to 13. Straight left early.
Yeah, not the greatest of reads, that one. Well, after an amazing tee shot, this for eagle. Come on. Oh, no, 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 no. What a shame. Such an aggressive tee shot. The line was amazing. Well, always nice to have a 6-inch putt for birdie.
Well, this was the shot that set it up.
277 yards. I mean, that, as far as bounces go, that's about as good as it gets. It really is. Unfortunately, didn't convert, but as I said, nice tap-in birdie.
Well, after that absolutely stunning approach for Kim, a wonderful reaction to that drop shot on 11. And this is all she's left with for a 4th birdie of the day. Yeah, nicely holed. She said after yesterday's second round, normally I try to manage the course more conservatively, but this time I'm going to play more aggressively. And she's getting the rewards, as you can see, picking up the birdies and just the one mistake. Now Yang with somewhere around 3 feet to save her par.
Yeah, this has not been her forte today. She's already missed a couple, maybe even shorter than this, on the front 9. And that can get in your head a little bit. No matter how well you've putted the first 2 days. A couple of deep breaths. Be aggressive. Keep your head still and trust your line.
Yeah, well holed. One thing you would say for Yang, she's won the last 3 World Amateur Golf Ranking events that she's played, all at the tail end of last year. So she's very comfortable with being in and around the lead, and she's used to converting it. Well, a lot of the players in the field this week got a lot to be thankful for, this great game we love, and they shared it with a Dear Golf message.
Dear golf. Dear golf. Dear golf. Dear golf. Dear golf. I'm really thankful for you for taking me here all around the world. I came here for the 3rd time in my life. It's really amazing. I never thought I would come back here again in New Zealand. It's such a very prestige country and I really love it so much. So thank you for letting me compete, travel around the world. I'm really thankful for that.
I want to thank you for all the struggles and for all the wins. You have helped me develop into a mature person on and off the golf course, and I'm very grateful for that.
I'm very thankful for the opportunity to grow, to learn things that I did not expect myself to ever see in the forthcoming future, and to be a better person other than just being a better golfer day by day.
Thank you for all the struggles, the happiness, the friends, the passion, and the love that you've given me so far.
Thanks for making me meet my new friends and making me learn so much about myself.
Thank you for the opportunity to explore the world and people around the world.
Thank you so much for giving me so many opportunities to travel the world.
Thank you for giving me all the opportunities that I've had, and thank you for letting me meet new friends. Thank you for letting me travel, and thank you for giving me life lessons that I can take on my journey.
Some lovely sentiments there, a lot of old heads on young shoulders.
It's extraordinary, it really is. Well, now that's an error. That's a big mistake. up that right-hand side. That did not look particularly pleasant either. Not think she's going to have a shot. 387 yards this 13th hole. I'd be surprised if she can knock that on the green.
Yeah, so door ajar here for Yang, if she can find the fairway. Yeah, down to pick up the tee quickly, and it is the back nine where Yang has come alive and found her best golf this week. 3 under par and 6 under par in the back on the back nine the first couple of days. A couple of doggies having a watch.
Honestly, how gorgeous. They look like, well, they look like my best friend, unfortunately, lost her dog, a cockapoo called Hootie, identical to those two. Absolutely adorable he was. But that's the way to watch golf, with your dogs. Fantastic. Now, Sojin Park on the 16th, par 3. Now that, come on, come back down. Is it going to come down? I think it might. Go on, keep going. It's getting better by the second. She's going to be very chuffed when she sees that.
Long with a chance to get to 7 under par down at the 13th. Opportunity slides by for the lady who finished 3rd last year. Going for a little bit of a record. If she shoots in the 60s today, that will be 7 in a row in the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific, going back to last year, which would be a new record. She's going to need a good finish to do that.
14th. I can see a lot of people in this right-hand bunker. Second shot on this short par 4 today. That's a beauty. Well played.
Her playing partner Shay also in that bunker. Enduring a tough day though. +4, the lady from Chinese Taipei, and well, she might let a really good opportunity to pick up a birdie slide by here as well. Oh. It was actually for par for Sojin Park, so a dropped shot upcoming for her. Any hope of getting to the green from there for our leader? We think Malixi's going to go first, and indeed she is. She was looking for. Only 18 years old, Maliksi, but already a record equaling 6th start in this tournament. A couple of top 5s. Looks like Kim was just having a little look across the fairway there, perhaps seeing if Yang would go. Who is going to pull the trigger first, Hannah Ray?
Yeah, Kim looks like she's sitting up to her bunker shot now. She's got 136 yards, but the face is definitely in play, despite the lie being okay. But she'd be doing very well to get this up on the green.
She is some way short of the green, and she'll have a little swale to deal with.
I think she got a bit of flyer out of that rough. Not expecting that at all. That's a good club and a half long. And that is going to leave a very tricky putt. We saw Lau try and get down in 2 from there a little while ago. Didn't manage it.
Let's have another look at the bunker shot. It might have just clipped the face there. There were 2 sounds in quick succession, I think. Just have a look at this in slow-mo. Yeah, just a little puff of sand coming from the very top of that bunker edge in front of her. So as Hannah Ray quite rightly said, that was in play. Sumino, good to see, has the driver at the driver bull 14th. You can see playing downwind. Decent amount of green to work with, though.
Yeah, it's a good crack. That's 277 to the flag. What's that pitched? 250 odd? Yeah, maybe even more. Almost pitched flag high, I think.
Kim's looking at a 46-yard pitch shot here, but less than 40 to the front edge. But anything right, short right, is going to catch the big thumbprint on the far right of the green and just get taken away. So she really wants to land this just left of the pin, bit of cut spin, and it should sit in there nicely.
Looks like the crowds are really starting to build out there as well, Hannah Ray. What's the atmosphere like?
The crowds have really built today. I think, as we were discussing yesterday, they might have had a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow and decided today's the day to come out and watch some brilliant golf. But like you said, there's some massive dogs out here, lots of children, lots of people, and it's continuing to grow. Every hole there seems to be more people coming out.
Yeah, it looks like a real family affair out there. You absolutely love to see it. Established golf fans enjoying it and inspiring the next generation as well, no doubt. You might even see 1 or 2 people in the crowd, youngsters, playing in R&A championships of the future.
Just call that a little bit heavy. Disappointing. Now, back to the 14th. I love this hole today. This, well, all sorts can happen here. Downwind, has that gone a little bit right by the bunker, or is that perfect? It's perfect. Oh, look at this one. Yeah, that's a beauty. Took it on now. Come on, stop. Well, got a good eagle opportunity.
Alexi scrambling once again. She's a little bit below the level of the green here as well. The high camera angle flattens this out quite a lot. More difficult than it looks.
That is beautifully played. Love the way she just kept that blade, kept that face open all the way through the shot. Came down lovely and softly. Unlucky not to hole it. Look at this, watch that blade. Look, keeps it way open all the way through impact. Yeah, that's a glorious shot. Well played.
And she taps in for her par. Hirayoshi for birdie at 15 into the closing stages of her 3rd round. And in it goes for the number 19 in the World Amateur Golf rankings, just 15 years old. And an encouraging debut. So this is now for par for Kim. At this stage, Trish, she's just wanting to limit the damage. I guess it's a speculative one to hole, but you don't want to get a bit of a rush of blood and run it 6 feet past.
No, you're right on. You've made an error with your drive and your second shot, really, and your third. So to get out of here with a 5, I think you'd be doing quite well. Just knock it down there. Tap in distance, don't be too aggressive. Yeah, that will do the trick. Bogeys don't hurt you, doubles certainly do.
Last of the par 3s, 16, and Hiroyoshi aboard the tee.
Yeah, front pin on 16 today, 150 yards. But 7 yards on, and with a nice little bowl area as well. I mean, there should be a lot of birdies there today, certainly a lot of birdie opportunities. Now this is not easy, this is slow. Back into any breeze that there is. It looks downhill, and it is, but not a lot of pace here. She's judged that pretty well. Still got plenty left.
Always seems to happen in golf, doesn't it? If there's a shot you're a bit uncomfortable with, or you haven't hit particularly well on a given day, the golfing gods keep giving them to you, and those short hole outs are what we've seen Yang struggle with, but she has steadied the ship. Leo at 16, can she access that flag in the little thumbprint? She absolutely can.
And she's going to get a nice little read off her playing partner as well.
So Kim has tapped in for her bogey down on the 13th. So Kim has this to stay alongside her at 12 under. Yang. Yeah, she did have those 2 early misses from short range, but she steadied herself on the green since then, has seemed to reacted to it pretty well. It's a nice classic looking stroke, Trish.
Yeah, sets out to it really well, doesn't she? You know, some people you look at standing over a putter and they either look the business or they don't. She does. She gets left below right, gets the shoulders very level, lets her arms hang down very comfortably, and just a quick turn of the shoulders, and yes, yeah, well played. That was a little bit further, to be fair, than the previous putts that she'd missed. Well, this is a fabulous hole today. As we said yesterday, just put the tee up a little bit because it brings everything into play. It's downwind today, it's 277 yards. It's drivable for the majority of these players. That bunker on the left-hand side and the one up by the green on the right, with the pin on the back right today as well. Well, you've got to just thread it between those, really. We did see a couple of players all pitch it flag high, but this is a definite eagle opportunity today, and just by putting that tee up 30-odd yards, it's made it into an absolute cracker of a hole.
Assuming, one of those players that pitched it pin high. This is where it finished. Well, I think she would want that one back, not her best.
Rihanna Lau, their second shot on the 15th from the right-hand rough, 407 yards. Been just on 11 today, just pitching it on the front. Yeah, really well played. Well judged from that line, not easy. Came out nice and soft.
Yeah, Lau had been at Northwestern University up until last fall. She's left there, so expecting her to join the paid ranks of professional golf relatively soon. Well, the first chip wasn't great. What about this one?
It's brave, isn't it? When you've just knifed one a little bit, you've got another go. Played it well. Really checked up quickly, didn't it?
Yeah, that's a really significant opportunity that Su Min Oh is going to let slide there, though. Greenside in one on the par 4 and walking off with a par when you're one shot off the lead. And she remains there. So just at 4 pars for her since that spectacular eagle on 10.
She's a happy camper though, isn't she? Right? I like that. I like to see some expression. I mean, these girls are doing what they love. You should show how much you enjoy. I was going to say your job then. It's not their job, is it?
Oh, Hiriyoshi unlucky. I think for a fair few of them it will become their job. Eagle putt for Park.
Yeah, you can't really see it from that angle, but there is a huge ridge there that she had to go up and right to left as well. That was not an easy putt. I think she deserved a better putt than that, really. The tee shot had, well, she probably got it to 10 foot at one stage.
So our two leaders, Yang and Kim, about to have a crack at that 14th green. Su Min Oh, just a par there. And Janeth Wong, the defending champion, with a 70 today. So two of the 7 New Zealanders who made the cut, Dare Chung and Teresa Wang, in with 71s. Insa Choi, top-ranked Kiwi in the field, not quite the 3rd round she'd have been looking for. And Caitlin Maurice, another one of those New Zealand girls, actually based over in St Andrews in Scotland. We've got a bit of a hold up on 14, obviously, as Trish alluded to earlier. Can prove tricky, so this is Prashnahorn. Oh, get up that little slope there. Yeah, that's a cracker. How did you used to handle when you had a maybe 20-minute wait on a tee during a round?
Not well. No, I'm always a pretty quick player, I've got to be honest. Never a big lover of slow play. This is obviously not slow play, this is... But the thing is, you know this is going to happen by the tee going up, so in this instance you just have a bit of a chat with your caddy, have a Chisani.
Su Min Hong finds the putting surface as well. She's going to need to pick up 4 shots on the remaining holes if she's to break 70 and set that new record for rounds of 60 in a row. Oh, at 15 now.
15, slight dog leg left. There's a bunker, that's just perfect. Couldn't have positioned that any better if you placed it.
Not having a good day, Goto. She's a big hitter though, so this is easily reachable with the driver. Oh, and that is the worst place you want to be. And to be honest, it looked like too much club. Even if that was straight, that was flying over the flag. Yujie Liu.
Yeah, just a little bit right to left, down the hill. Perfect.
Yeah, 3 birdies on the back 9 for her. She turned in 1 over. So she's into the top 10 at -5. Been some brilliant play out there despite the increasingly testing conditions with the breeze getting up.
Well, after coming up short, Riyad Maliksi played an absolutely delicious little pitch shot. Very nearly holed it.
As you've been seeing, the team moved up on 14, making it drivable. And Hiroyoshi took advantage, just skirting it up that right edge, banking it in. And that's as good as we've seen on 14 today.
Well, this was some shot. Second shot of O at the par 5 10th hole. Have a look at this. Judged it to absolute perfection. Very nearly that glorious other bird, but just an eagle it ended up being.
Overnight leader found water with a second shot at 4. Got it there. And what a par save that was. Brilliant putt from the 18-year-old.
This was Kim's second shot at the par 4 12th hole. Pin tucked over on the right-hand side. Not an easy shot at all, but I'll tell you what, well, it was like playing darts. Absolute beauty.
Ariana Lau, par at 15, and made her way to the 16th with this very accessible pin position. There are those lovely dogs. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, there's a lot of sheep in New Zealand, and if they ran into a field of sheep, you'd struggle to find them again. Might not get them back.
Yeah, nice to see, well, probably most of them local members, I would say, out watching, but they're getting a real treat today to be able to watch these players up close like this, and a lot of videos being taken. That'll be watched over the next few days. How can I get my club in that position? Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, over 350 volunteers as well here this week, making this great tournament happen in a variety of roles. And some of them have travelled from far and wide, right across New Zealand, as Sojin Park sends her approach on its way to the 15th.
Glorious. Absolutely glorious. Yeah, I saw the oldest volunteers, 87 years of age. Now I'm wondering what they're doing. What do you think the 87-year-old is up to?
Caddying, I would hope.
Taking videos, trying to figure out how they're going to get better. Oh, second shot, perfect position. Oh, maybe just heard a bit of a noise that put her off. Reset. Just a little wedge in here. It's up the right-hand side. Is it enough? Yeah, it's good. Pretty decent.
Jessie Roberts is making up this 3-ball, and we saw yesterday she's a swift player, doesn't hang about.
Oh, she didn't like that. Pulled it straight away. That's a poor shot.
Ryoshi at 17. This is what's at stake this week. The Ray Vardy T-Suwan Champions Medal, and then an absolute plethora of fantastic opportunities to play in some of the absolute premium events of the women's game, both professional and amateur. As well as getting entry into there, it's a great way to build experience for these young amateurs, and the WAP Academy has been a huge success.
The Women's Amateur Asia Pacific Academy aims to invite players from developing countries to uplift their skills and abilities to better compete during championship week.
The Academy has helped my game a lot already for the past 2 days that I've been here. I've learned a lot about my short game, my long game, the mental side of golf, and also like the physio and how to maintain your body so you can continue and play at your highest level.
To have these professionals going deeper into the game and knowing more about it has just been amazing. A few parts of my game that I've been wanting to work on would definitely be my short game. It's always been my weakness, but I'm pretty sure I've taken a bit from what I've learned here, and hopefully I can take it back with me and better my game entirely.
In the academies, we bring together coaching staff with a bit of a range of backgrounds, but they're all golf industry professionals. And they're people that the young players, particularly from the developing nations, would never have had a chance in their life to come across. There's some very good players and some very strong players. So I think that they might just hold their own and maybe surprise a few other people in the tournament.
Down to the 14th green, and Hong with an eagle slow up the tier halfway. She did well for pace though.
Yep. Second is 17. Doing well today. 5 under par. Not quite in the thick of things, but I'll tell you what, she could finish with a couple more. Who's to say that tomorrow she won't have a chance with a very, very low round? I'm pretty sure she's got her mum on her bag there, you know. And international table tennis player, we mentioned it yesterday. Her dad, Olympic time, 2-time gold medalist. Now that is some vibe to have on the caddying for you. Only positive thoughts coming out of those people, that's for sure.
This is Su Min Oh to make it a 3-way tie at the top. That's 2 big opportunities that she spurned on 14 and 15. She will stay 1 behind. Prashnahorn for her eagle to get to 7 under par will get her into the top 5. Oh, you gotta hit it.
No eagles, can't believe no eagles on 14. 15 birdies, but no eagles. And I bet we've had multiple opportunities. Well, we've seen multiple opportunities in the last 20 minutes.
Pencil grip doing the job for Sojin Park. We've mostly seen traditional putting styles this week.
Just thinking exactly the same thing. First time we've seen a putting stroke. I mean, left below right is, you know, that's no big deal anymore. But that's the first time we've seen any of these women have, that unusual sort of pencil grip. Scotty Scheffler works very well with that now. Tommy Fleetwood's the one that I always sort of associate with that. But yeah, unusual.
Hannah Ray, what have our final group been up to down there waiting as we see Prashnahorn just looking to tap in for her birdie up on the 14th green?
You know, they had to navigate their way through the Valentine's Day crowds to actually get to the tee. There were so many people crowded around, and then they've been waiting, having a few snacks, not a lot of chat between them, had their clubs and ready to go for quite some time. say, it's always frustrating when you're having to wait and just thinking about the next shot and the wind's changing so much that they just really want to be able to get on with it and really attack this quite exciting hole today as it's playing.
And it will be Yang the first to go. We've seen her hit some big tee shots today. I wonder if driver might just be a little too much.
I think she hits it high enough that she can pitch it and get it to stop. I think she can pitch this sort of front edge if she catches it right. That's a good call, that Kit. I think she'll be happy, especially if that keeps coming round. Yeah, that's a good shot. Really is. I was just thinking, it's such an important shot to have that weight when you've got. It's kind of a par 3.5, isn't it? Really, you feel like you've got to make birdie on this hole, otherwise you're dropping a shot.
Good tee shot from Maliksi as well. We've seen that little slope just short and left of the pin repel a few balls a bit further away, but anywhere on the putting surface and you're very, very happy.
It's like they've given and they've taken. They've given because they've moved the tee forward and they've put the pin in the worst position you could possibly have. Yes. Give it with one hand, take it back with the other.
Just going to go through the green for Gyu Bean Kim, but that's three really, really good tee shots, especially given the weight that they had. I mean, it's a good 20 minutes since their previous shots, and all of them with great opportunities for eagle or birdie. Yun So Yang doing her impersonation of the Pied Piper, leading out and followed by caddies, players and fans. Now head to 16, a great chance for Lau to get to 7 under. Hiroyoshi.
Yeah, we saw her go way further left. Unfortunately, didn't make a very good fist of the first chip shot. Left herself a pretty tricky one, but she's, yeah, she'll get out of jail there. Drop a shot, but it could have been worse.
Su Min Oh at 16. Doesn't like it. I'd be pretty happy.
Not sure why. Yeah. It's a good action, isn't it? Through the ball, really is strong. Funny old follow through. I think she just thought she'd fanned it up in the air a little bit to the right hand side. As it turns out, it was absolutely perfect. Liu, her birdie putt at 17 is to get to 6 on. Oh, no, no, no. After such a good approach shot as well. Oh, that is disappointing. I really thought she'd knock that one in, I must admit. Very aggressive, maybe.
To 16 and Roberts. 1 over for the day. that's a real miscue there. So head back to the 14th green and our final grouping. Hannah Ray, have you had a chance to have a look at the chip Kim has left herself from through the green?
Yeah, I have. It's still a pretty straightforward chip. If she decides to pull a wedge, which I imagine she will as opposed to the putter, she'll take out what is quite a steep slope immediately for the first kind of 10 feet that she'd have to navigate through the rough. But she takes that all out of play, which I imagine she will with a wedge. It's a pretty straight forward chip there. She can just hit it to a few feet out and let it check up. The greens are still pretty responsive, a little bit into the wind.
It looks like it's a wind that's freshening as well.
It definitely is. It's gusting a little bit more at the moment, but still nothing dramatic, and I'm sure the locals will start looking at me funny if I say that this is a strong breeze at the moment.
Yeah, Wellington officially the windiest city in the world. So yeah, this is a lovely summer's day by Wellington standards. So it is the wedge for Kim. That's left more work than she would have liked for the birdie. So for the third successive holes, Su Min Oh has a really good chance to join the lead. She couldn't get up and down for the birdie from greenside on 14, missed a shortish putt on 15.
This is sod's law, isn't it? She's hit a shot that she didn't like. You know this one's going in. This is just how golf works. Do not let me down. Just a little bit right to left with a little bit of pace on it. Oh, and she hasn't hit it. Goodness gracious.
Yang's eagle try at 14.
Fabulous effort. Definitely had a little looky there, didn't it? Just as it went past, but nice. That's a nice putt to have for an eagle as well. Straight into the wind as well. You can be aggressive. It's not a quick putt anyway, but yeah, she had a good putt there.
Now for Maliksi.
Rianne can't be quite as aggressive as Yang was able to be on her putt. It's a bit downhill, but still all about pace here. There's not a great deal in it, but with the wind it might trickle off to the left if she leaves it with not enough pace.
Nicely judged for pace, and that should yield the first birdie of the day for Rianne Maliksi. Well, I was approaching to the penultimate hole.
Beautiful shot. Good comeback today by Lau. Really good first round. Disappointed yesterday with her round. She was banging contention, but to put herself a couple more birdies, tell you what, pressure of this tournament and the prizes on at the end of it, this is going to be a difficult one to get over the line.
So Kim with the first opportunity to draw blood with a birdie before Yang gets the chance to take her putt. That's going to hurt. Big lip out. How much of this ball dipped into the hole? About half of it. Was carrying a bit of pace though. So Yang started the day with a 3-shot lead. In a bit of trouble on 1, 6 and 7. 4 shots went there. She's had 3 birdies as well. And this to get back to the top of the leaderboard on her own. Yeah, simple work for the 18-year-old, and you've got to be impressed with how she's responded to that little wobble middle of the front 9.
Yeah, very much so. She was nervous yesterday when she started. Well, after a few holes today, she would have been doubly so. Sumino, 17. 3 for blimey. She's given that some welly, isn't she? That is a young person's golf swing, people. Do not do that at home.
Yeah, she's quite a tall lady, got long levers.
Yeah, just look at, there's a lot of power in this. Big wind up, and look at this lower body. Look at that. I mean, wow, the separation between the lower body and the top half at the start of the downswing in the transition, just tremendous.
Head to the green. This is Lau for back-to-back birdies. Would take her alongside Sojin Park and Rhian Maliksi in 4th. Oh. Back down to the 15th tee.
She likes that. It's perfect. Now this 15th hole. It's playing 407 yards today. It's a slight dog leg left. And there's a bunker to avoid on that left-hand side. Well, she's done that quite easily. Left herself in the perfect position for a nice little, short little pitch shot into the green today. With a pin just 11 on. This is a birdie opportunity as long as you get your ball in the fairway.
Just trickled into the left-hand rough. So Yang back on top at the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific at 13 under par. Averaging 3.91 this 15th, so it is a really good scoring opportunity. Hong not able to find the putting surface in 2. Sugan out of there with a par though. Yeah, there are chances on 16 and 17 as well, both averaging under par. 18 the closing hole. It's a par 5, so you would expect it to be yielding opportunities, but just the 2 birdies there so far today. Averaging 5.17, the 5th hardest on the hole on the course.
Friend of yours?
It's my twin. Dances like me as well.
17th fairway. Park's second shot. This pin up the left-hand side. 7 from the left. It's a very inviting pin. You can pitch it anywhere just behind it. There's a nice little ridge. plenty of birdies on 17.
Oh, it's another one we're just seeing slide by. We're seeing a lot of approaches in close over the last hour or so, but not all of those opportunities being successfully converted.
No, I was just going to say, it seems to be a theme from today of sort of 10-footers. So few players have holed these 10-footers, but so many shots into that distance. Really getting tricked by these greens. They are not easy to read.
Zooming out, coming out of the fairway bunker at 17. Oh, that's tricky up against the collar of rough as well. Back on the 15th. Hana, how are they all looking down there?
Yeah, they're all in good spots and certainly have clear shots to the pin. The tricky thing about this pin is it's quite intimidating from when you're standing on the fairway, because whilst it's 11 on, you really can't see the green in front of the pin, so it looks like it's going to be really tight to stop it. So quite an intimidating shot to really attack the pin, because you can't really afford to land it short and risk hitting the slope, which is going to kick your ball off to the left. Rianne's got 108 yards here into the pin.
Coming off her first birdie of the day, you'd think this one might get close. Pretty well played.
Yeah, 2 over par for around Melixi, but still within 5. Yang could have run away with it, and she hasn't. She stayed there. It's given hope to a lot of the chasing pack. Just coming out of the left-hand rough here.
Pretty decent. It must have looked good in the air, straight over the top of the flag. Now, chance to make up for that. Well, it was a par, but it was a poor par at the last. Just a nice 3/4 wedge shot. A little bit unlucky, played it quite well.
This is the really tricky shot that O's left herself from by the 17th green. As that was making its way to the hole, I thought, wouldn't it be just right if she's had those great 3 chances and putters let her down, and then she has to chip in from out of position for a birdie, but not quite to be. Hong at 16.
Wind just starting to freshen up there. Just maybe one club under club by 1. 17. Birdie putt for Sejong Park. Be aggressive with this. This is a slow putt up the hill. Just a little bit too far back to feel like she's involved in the tournament at the moment. A couple of birdies to finish though, you never know. Really struggling to see any players hold any putt of any note today.
Prashnahorn at the final par 3. Treading water a little bit today, a couple of bogeys, couple of birdies. It's not going to quite make it onto the putting green either. She'll probably get putter on it from there though.
Yeah, the second hole. This is the one that runs a little. You see the green just sort of at an angle to where the players are playing their second shots from, just guarded by 2 bunkers, one either side. The wind coming from the right-hand side today. That right-hand bunker probably comes into play more than the other one.
Yang first to play for birdie on that green. Never quite looked like it had enough pace. These next 3 and a bit holes are going to be vital. Certainly if you look at the history of this tournament, the winner has been leading or tied for the lead going into the final round in the last 4 editions and 6 out of 7 in total. So history would suggest that you need to be in top spot. I've seen her miss a couple of these for birdie recently. Can she get one for par?
Of course you can. Funny old game, isn't it?
Obviously, just because something's happened in history, no definitive indicator that that will be the case moving forwards. But did you like to be a front runner at the top going into a final round? Or?
Absolutely, absolutely. I always thought if I was in, I could never understand people saying, "Oh, I like to chase." Well, if I'm in the lead, you've got to shoot a better score than me. Never figured that one out.
Kim can join the lead with this one.
Oh, that was in. Oh, she was robbed there, absolutely robbed. Lovely putt. Looked right in the middle, a foot short. I don't know if this has taken a little bit of a hole just there, maybe, but still looks in the middle. I can't believe that's missed.
It's middle about 3 feet out, breaking in, and then just nips back to the left edge. Unlucky. Alexi's birdie attempt. They are tricky, the greens here at Royal Wellington.
Yeah, I might say maybe just that little bit of wind today as well, just making the players a little bit more uncertain of the line, but certainly we've seen nothing hold at all today. Hong, little chip shot from the front of 16. Should make her part.
Just a little bit of business to finish off here. No more than a couple of feet left, but as important as a 280-yard drive, so deserves due care and attention. First look at the finishing hole today. It is the par 5. Su Min Oh has made her way there.
Oh, let's see if she gives this one a rip. 516 yards today. You would think this would play fairly straightforward and easy, but there's only been 2 birdies all day. Wow, I'd love to know what that club head speed is.
Just toppled into that bunker, so that will make the job a little bit harder for Su Min Oh. Yun-So Yang leading at 13 under. You can see a really good 66 from Seo-Jin Park. She's got her 8 under, 5 back as things stand. How close will she be going into the final 18 holes tomorrow?
Yeah, this little par 3 today it's playing 150 yards. It's slightly uphill, this one. It's a very long green. It's guarded by that bunker on the left-hand side. Quite an undulating green as well, and it's usually played straight into the teeth of the wind. Flag today, generous flag this one, 7 on 5 from the right, and it got a lot of area just around the left-hand side that the ball will feed round to this hole. So it's a friendly pin today.
Yeah, you can see by the fluttering flag it isn't the typical wind, it's playing downwind. So it will affect the club selection, that wind and the front pin. What are they reaching for, Hannah Ray?
Yeah, they've got trying to decide between 8 and 7 iron for all of the girls actually on this. Definitely playing downwind. It's normally their standard kind of 162 yards. Well, that's exactly Rianne's 6 iron distance normally, so they're definitely clubbing down for this.
Malixi loved her iron play performance yesterday. It's not been quite as hot today. Good chance to knock this one in close though. Needs a big finish.
Beautifully played, should just come back a few feet, should leave her with inside 10 feet. Nicely played.
Yang has decided with the 8 iron, sticking with it as the wind is still blowing here.
Yeah, there's a big landing area with this hole today, and what I mean by that is you've got at least 4 or 5 yards to the left-hand side of this hole. Because of that big ridge, you can pitch it, as long as you pitch it flag high, it's going to come off that bank and roll all the way back round. So with an 8 iron in your hand, you would like to think you would be able to get this certainly with inside 10 feet.
But if you don't catch that little slope, it leaves you a quick putt for birdie.
Yeah, that was a poor swing. You could see from the moment she tugged it straight away. But it's flag high, you never know. Oh, there's some potential players in the future that we are watching there. Kim. Just a little flick, long hitter. She likes that one, and she should as well. Now, if that gets up to the top of the bank and rolls back, that's going to go further and further. She could get a read as well, lovely.
Yeah, she'll be absolutely delighted with that one. So a very realistic chance for her to get back alongside Yun-So Yang at the top.
Lovely shot.
Wow, long birdie putt on the biggest green on the golf course at 18. So no birdie to finish for her. That's absolutely beautiful. That's the Hutt River that runs alongside the golf course here at Royal Wellington. It's been presented absolutely superbly, the golf course this week. Course Superintendent Sam Keats, 32 greenkeeping staff, 16 full-time, 16 helping out this week as well. A huge thank you to all the greenkeepers out there who keep our golf courses pristine and playable so we can enjoy the game right the way from championship level right down to your monthly medal. Yang surveying this tricky putt that she has upcoming. Right there is where that downslope starts, just pacing it out to judge the distance. That's a great spot to have a watch from, isn't it?
Yeah, good job Dad's tall as well, because he can still actually see just about.
There's a little baby in a carrier back there as well, but it's facing inwards to Mum. Get it facing out so they can watch the golf.
It's a wonderful opportunity for these members, and I'm sure a lot of people have come from distance to come and watch these players. It won't cost them anything, it'll be free entry, and just wonderful to get up close and personal and see how, especially, you know, these are potential superstars of the future right on your doorstep.
Absolutely, there's no doubt there'll be players in this field this week who will go on to play and win on the LET, the LPGA. 4 former competitors in this championship have gone on to win major championships. Yuka Saso, Patti Tabatanakit, Hyaka Furue and Grace Kim as well. So you're never going to get a better opportunity to see world-class golfers of the future from just a few feet and yards away. Now this will test Yang. Might look simple, but there's a real slope she's got to deal with here.
Just a little bit of doubt in her mind. Just get the ball rolling down that slope and let the slope do the rest.
And she's canned it. That could be a massive moment. It looked like Evian Kim had the advantage. Yang gets to go first, and a stunning putt down the slope. That opens up a 2-shot lead and piles the pressure back towards Evian Kim with her birdie putt to come.
What a putt that was. Not the greatest of iron shots, but look at this. We finally see someone hole something from distance. And that never looked like missing, did it? Well played.
Oh, found the bunker off the tee at 18. She's laid up. Done a pretty good job of it, actually. She's got it quite a long way down there. So this will be her 3rd shot, looking to get up and down for birdie and sit at 12 under going into the final round tomorrow.
Yeah, poorly executed, unfortunately. Not an easy shot, that one. The pin's so far at the back, 39 of 44.
Brienne's just missed her birdie putt there. It looked like it was actually going to fall the way to the right, straight into the wind, but it seems to have turned the other way and caught her by surprise a little bit, which is certainly giving Kim pause, who's now having a better look at her putt.
It's nice to get a read off of someone, but if it confuses you from what you were seeing, it can muddy the waters a little bit.
Yeah, I fancy, having seen that though, I fancy her to make this one. She's lipped out. She's been very unlucky the last few holes, lipped out twice on the bounce. Surely this one's got to go in. Beautiful. she deserved that. She's played very well these last few holes and picked up very little.
Yeah, it's a couple of super twos from Yang and Kim there. Excellent tee shot converted for Kim. Yang holding the great putt. Yeah, right into the centre with good pace. Sumino is going to have a really, really long try for birdie here at 18. She birdied 9 and then made that incredible eagle at 10, and it's just been all pars since then. It looked like she had all the momentum. She just hasn't been able to put the pressure on those top two despite birdie chance after birdie chance.
Well, this is not a pleasant putt. She's aiming this about 10 foot left of the hole. Up that slope, it's just going to come straight off and go at right angles to the right. Can she judge the pace and the line? Well, she's got the pace. Line a little bit out. Wasn't easy.
Yeah, not quite dead for the 17-year-old.
Beautiful hole 17. Short par 4. Tee shot play through a chute of trees. It's very claustrophobic back there. And that's a tough negotiation. Left centre is ideal. Avoiding that right hand bunker, which is bang in the landing area for most of these players. It's an extremely long green. It's a pear-shaped green. The bunker up that right-hand side. Pin today is 14 on 7 from the left, so really that bunker shouldn't come into play at all. But yeah, good hole this one. Strong driving hole.
Yang has birdied this both days, and coming off the back of that excellent putt on 16, she's feeling it. It's a long way down, just going to be a bit of a flick in from there with the wedge, you would think. Fairway metal, Trish.
Yeah, just playing for position. It's not a long hole today, 331. Probably just wants to put it down there, leave her ideal distance in, whatever wedge that may be, and that's perfect.
So 2 holes left to play in round 3 of the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific, and it's a trio of Koreans at the top. Stunning aerial views from the drones this week. It shows you a lot of the mature trees around here, real variety as well in them. Lovely piece of parkland. So last year's runner-up, Soo-Min Oh, hoping this is her final work of the day.
Well, hold. Good round, 67, leaves her bang in contention.
Yeah, got progressively better through the week, 70, 68, 67. Just the one dropped shot today. And she will be bang in contention going into the final round. And to be honest, from what we've seen of her, it could so easily have been better. These are sort of the worst scores she could have shot, and if she pulls out more like this on 10, Trish, she'll be a danger.
She certainly will. This is our shot of the day, and we think, well, I don't think I know, without a shadow of a doubt. And it was so close to being that glorious albatross, but what a shot. Found so much air time and still managed to get plenty of roll on it as well. Superb shot.
Yeah, tap in left, eagle 10th, one of the highlights of the week, not just for her, but for the entire field. Kim from the 17th fairway.
Well, that is a members bounce, without a shadow of a doubt. That's a glorious bounce.
All right, looks like Yang was way ahead of Kim off the tee. Obviously, she took driver. How much shorter is her second shot going to be than what we've just seen from Kim?
Yeah, we've just seen Kim have 135 yards in. Yang is bang on 100, so wedge in hand, and it's certainly a very enticing looking pin. So 100 on the number.
Always nice to have a round number, especially if you've got a club that goes that far. Should have hoped to have got it a little bit closer, but like on the previous green, a little bit of a match play moment there with Yang, the opportunity to go for birdie before Kim. And Elixir off of another cracker of a drive.
Yeah, this is her forte, Elixir. Love her wedge play. It's so many of these shots inside 8 feet. Another one. Yeah, really is. She can put herself in that position. Hold very little today. Only had one birdie, and that was a 2-putt. So the putter's not been working well today.
That's well worth another look. And it has been an exhibition, as you rightly say, Trish, when she's got herself with a wedge in hand from sort of 60 to 120 yards. They've more often than not gone very close.
She's one of the best I've seen in a long time from that distance.
Rashnahorn second at 18. Just missing the fairway with that layup. That will make the job of the third shot a little bit tougher. Disappointing day for Goto. Can she finish on a high? She'll have a chance to get up and down from there for a birdie at 18.
Your glass half full has disappeared. There's an eagle chance.
So it looks like the Korean duck will be broken potentially this week. And earlier in the week, some of the players went out and had a lovely time getting some pictures in Wellington. Smiles all round. It's an absolutely fantastic city right down on the southern tip of North Island in New Zealand, the country's capital. Definitely something for the photo album for all 6 players there. Creating memories on and off the golf course.
Yeah, Trish, you were saying you haven't seen too many putts hold, and I can only suspect it's because they're really tricky to read. There's not much in them, but you just start overthinking it. You got to expect this one to come down off the left.
Yeah, bang on, Hannah Ray. It was coming from the left, but it was an overread, as we have seen on many an occasion this week. When the breaks are subtle, there's just the tendency to see a little more than's actually there. The par keeps her at 13 under, but opens the door for Evian Kim to pull back alongside her once more.
Yeah, it's a big putt, this one, to get tied for the lead with a hole to play, par 5 to come at that. Both fairly long hitters. Just that advantage going into the last round, being the one in the lead. Always think it's just want to nudge ahead. She's got a very individual putting style. It's unusual. Gets that left hand, left wrist quite sort of far back. Quite a wristy stroke.
Look left, straight off the blade. Well, I say blade, it's a mallet, as we see increasingly. I saw a graphic on social media the other day of some of the top men in the game, and none of them are using blades anymore on the greens. And again, it's something that we've seen. I can't remember seeing too many bladed putters this week.
No, I mean, the nearest is our leader, actually, Yang. She's using the sort of, what I would have called the original. It's probably a Scotty Cameron, it looks like, but it's like the Ping Answer type. Tiger did all right with that, though, didn't he?
Yeah, that's the sort of chunky blade, the little bit of extra weight at the back, just to create a little bit more forgiveness. So a brilliant birdie from Maliksi there, and despite not having her best stuff today, she's still within 5 of the lead, and a birdie at the last would give her a level par round, getting her rewards for the superb wedge shot. Something just disturbing Kim there, so she'll start the routine again. Might have been one of those dogs. They've been so well behaved. So a couple of pars for Yang and Kim, and it's as you were for the top two. I don't know if Yang's got a dinner reservation somewhere, but she didn't want to hang about earlier from the 10th to the 11th, and she's ready to go on 18 already. Kim's barely picked her ball out of the hole, and Yang ready to unleash up the final hole here at Royal Wellington.
Yeah, that's right. Kim was still literally on the green as Yang had put a wall in the ground on 18, but she's certainly wanting to get this round finished for whatever reason.
Yeah, 18 hole, finishing par 5, 516 yards today. Straight away, basically, no dog leg at all. Iconic clubhouse that you'll see in a little while in the background. There's 2 bunkers up the left-hand side to avoid. That one at 272 came into play a couple of holes ago. A couple of groups ago, as we saw. But do you know what? It's a difficult one, this one. I don't think there's a lot of 2-shotters on today at that distance. There's been hardly any birdies at all. Just, I think, the 2 birdies today, which for a par 5, I think this back pin is causing all sorts of problems because you can't actually see the bottom of the flag and players are coming up very short. It's the longest green on the whole golf course.
Yang's found the fairway. Can Kim follow suit? Down the left, but absolutely fine. So our top two players safely in the short grass off the final tee. The final group will stride up the 18th fairway. Up ahead at the green, Prashnahorn has this for birdie. I'll get her to 8 under par and a tie for 5th. Best. Last year, the first time a player from Thailand hasn't finished inside the top 3 at this championship, and it's Prem Prashnahorn carrying the nation's hopes of a podium finish this week. So these are the Champions Rewards. I'm going to put you on the spot, Trish. If you had to pick one of those events to play in, and the winner this week's very lucky because they don't have to, they'll get all of them, what would you go for?
Oh, AIG Women's Open, it's at Litherman, Royal and St Anne's this year, without a shadow of a doubt. The only one I'm slightly jealous, envious, whichever word you want to use, is the fact that the amateurs get the chance to play at Augusta National, which is, they only play, I think they play one round, or is it, yeah, one round on each, isn't it? But yeah, that's, but to me, AIG Women's Open, that's taken on a whole new level over the last few years.
Soo-Min Hong, unfortunately this is a par putt. She'll drop back to 6 under par. Yeah, 37 strokes, made it to the turn in 1 over. 1 birdie and that bogey on the back 9, 73, and her run of rounds in the 60s comes to an end in the women's amateur Asia Pacific. It was 6 of them to that point.
Prashnahorn, par putt. Oh, no. Wow. Oh, what a horrid 3-putt to finish. What a shame. Got herself back into a pretty decent position. Oh, that is a kick. Disappointing. This hole is causing a lot of trouble, considering it's a fairly basic par 5.
No way any of these ladies can get too close in 2, is there, Hannah Ray?
No, although it does look enticing, particularly as the wind feels like it's dropping a little bit and there's plenty of green, but it just feels like it would be too risky with the bunkers. You know, one down the right and then the one guarding the left edge of the bunker. You'd think they'd just be wanting to get into position for their 3rd shot. Over 270 yards here for Yang.
I think we saw Yang change clubs there, and it looked like it was a straighter face she was going for, so 3-wood by the looks of it.
Well, that's an interesting leave. As Hannah Ray said, if that's in the bunker, that leaves a horror of a bunker shot, but she's got away with it.
That's a pretty good one from Elixir. It'll be very interesting to see how she plays that one with a lot of green real estate between her and the flag.
Yeah, I'm really surprised with those shots from those two there with just, they know they can't get there and yet they're really playing with fire with that left-hand bunker, but we can see Kim now taking probably what I suspect is a safer option in terms of similar spot, but perhaps a bit shorter to leave herself for her third.
Her layup finds the short stuff. Just looking down the leaderboard, Trish, how far back for you is too far back going into the final round?
Well, we have discussed, you know, that we think it's going to be extremely windy tomorrow. In which case, you know, if the wind gets up, I wouldn't put anybody out of contention. I would say the 9 under. Maybe even 8. If it gets really windy tomorrow and the leaders, a couple of the leaders, you know, if you shoot 74, 75, someone can get it going and shoot a 67, 68, then you've got a chance. But they'll want that. The players at the further back, they'll want the what sort of word's that? The worst weather tomorrow to give them a chance. But hard to see past 9 at this precise moment.
Yeah, I feel like someone like Su Min Oh in particular will be wanting that wind to blow a bit. You know, she does have a little bit of ground to make up. 3 shots back of Yang, 2 behind Kim as things stand, of course. Those two still coming up 18 now. But she did comment as well that she likes playing in the poorer conditions, the wind and the rain, Su Min Oh. She feels like it makes her focus more.
Yeah, she sort of made out, didn't she, that she feels like it suits her, and more to the point, I think she thinks other players suffer more. I think, did she point out that she thought her concentration was better than some of the other players? So the worse the weather gets, the more that she comes into her own, which is an interesting, I mean, we always remember the old story, don't we? Tom Watson used to love playing in the bad weather at the Open because he said he got rid of 50% of the field before he even went out there. And I think the attitude that you can play with in poor weather is probably half the battle, if not more.
So differing strategies from the players here. Kim has chosen to lay a little bit further back. What's she got into that tricky back pin?
93 yards here for Kim. All of the green to work with, absolutely, but the wind really swirling, so really tricky to figure out if this is helping or hurting here. But certainly quite a way back from the other 2 balls, but yeah, 93 yards to the pin.
You could just see those flags in the background suggesting that it's playing into the breeze, but the flag itself is doing very little. I think it's hard to judge, and I think that's half the problem. There's a few different ridges on this green, and you've got to make sure you get up all the way to the back. But of course, with the flag being so far back, there's not a huge amount behind it, and I think the players are just a little bit wary of flying it too far.
Beautiful scene down there around the 18th, the fans wandering up, surrounding the green, that beautiful clubhouse in the background as well.
Okay, this is an interesting situation here, because Rhian Millixi's going to go first. Now, she's 5 shots behind. She's not had her best day by any stretch of the imagination. Made 2 birdies on the back 9, though. If she can make 1 more here, if she can knock this close, and the leader doesn't get up and down, all of a sudden, that gets to 4 shots difference, and that gives her every opportunity tomorrow.
This chip is any amateur golfer's worst nightmare. Bunker right in front of you. And then even for Yang here, who's more than capable of not thinking about the bunker, those couple of ridges you were mentioning, Trish, very much in play when she reaches the green.
Wow. Well, you said if Maliksi could birdie it and if Yang only parred it, well, a little bit of work for the par for Yang after degreening it over on the other side right the way across, and yeah, a chance for Maliksi if she can get up and down to close back in on the lead. That needs to sit down as well. The exact same mistake from Maliksi. So whilst Kim's wedge third shot in there initially might have looked a little bit conservative, having chosen to lay back and then not really attack the pin, right now that very much looks like the better play, with the other two knocking it off the other side of the green from much closer.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that shot. I think Yang had a particularly tricky shot out of not the nicest of lies, but Maliksi, I thought she just played the chip and run there, and she tried to pitch it halfway up the green. Don't really understand the logic with that shot. Made it much harder for herself, really. She could have just got it on the ground straight away and let the green do the work. Easy to say, I know, sat here looking at it, but that seemed to be the shot to play, and now they've left themselves, well, I have to say, about as hard as it gets, really.
Yeah, how tricky is the up and down from here, Hannah Ray?
Yeah, you called it. It's exactly that. They're only about a foot away from each other, the two balls. They've landed in the exact same spot after a criminal miss, really, and you've really short-sighted themselves here. Exactly the same chip shot for the both of them. Big slope up to the green, and pretty tight lies that they're going to have to navigate here, both having a really good look at it, deciding what club to hit. Even if you landed on the green here, to get it to stop and actually not give yourself too much coming back, this is going to be pretty tricky for both of them.
And it's Maliksi to go first.
Beautifully played. Very, very good shot. Well, she's seen how to play it, that's for sure. A little bit of pressure on our leader here. You want to be going into the lead tomorrow. You don't want to give a shot back. Not when you're just short of the green in two. That's going to leave her a tricky little putt for her part. Maybe a few little nerves.
So, a lovely scene for some vital moments here at the very end of day 3 of the 8th Women's Amateur Asia Pacific at Royal Wellington Golf Club. Yang still with 5 feet or so to save her par. Kim with this for birdie. A chance of a 2-shot swing here, which could give Kim the lead going into the final round. First part of that equation though, she needs to hold this, and as we've seen, tough to read these greens.
You know, when players come in and they say they've left plenty out there, well, Kim, I think it'd be fair to say she really has. She's been so unlucky with a lot of her putts. Maybe it's her time to notch one on the last. It's going to break left to right down the hill. Got to be careful with the pace. No, that one never, ever got close, and she's left herself plenty of work as well.
Tell you what, that's not far inside Yang's. Phones are out, videos being taken. And these could prove to be pivotal moments.
Yeah, this putt is tricky because she's got to be careful, as we've just seen with Kim. This is a quick putt, and you can't be too aggressive, otherwise you are going to leave yourself quite a bit coming back.
She's not dropped a shot on the back nine all week, Yun So Yang. Must get a hat like that.
Not sure it'll suit you, to be fair. This is just outside left at a very dying pace.
So Yun So Yang at 14 under par. This for par to maintain the lead. And that will leave a sour taste. So it's just a level par 72. She came into today with rounds of 64 and 67, setting the new 36-hole championship scoring record for a 3-shot lead. And that has been eaten away today. But Kim also has work to do to save her par. Doesn't look best pleased.
Oh, yeah, honestly, you'd be absolutely kicking yourself. You were in the perfect position with the drive. Just didn't think very well on all the way down that hole. Now, this is a big putt. This to be tied going into the last round. Just right edge, nice and firm. Oh my word. What is going on?
Wow, that moved violently to the left.
Yeah, it started though, didn't it? It started left half, it had to be outside right, and well, a very, very strange finish.
Well, it means that Yun So Yang, despite a relatively disappointing level par third round, will still have the solo lead with just 18 holes to go. If Maliksi can hold this, she'll start tomorrow 4 shots back. Yeah, good fight back from her. She was 3 over through 5 holes today. A couple of birdies in her last 5. 73, not the round she was looking for, but she's still in this tournament.
Yeah, definitely is. Only 4 shots in it. Let me say, it's going to be windy tomorrow. That could be all gone within a couple of holes.
So Kim to tidy up for a closing bogey. Oh, and she's missed it. Oh my word. Wow, the stuff of nightmares for the young debutante here on the 18th green. So that 7 means she's home in 37 for a 71. And all of a sudden, Yun So Yang, despite not having anywhere near her best today, her lead has actually only been cut by 1 shot. She's leading by 2 and still in the ascendancy going into tomorrow, Trish.
I cannot believe what I've just witnessed in that last 15-20 minutes on the last hole. Absolutely extraordinary, and I really feel for her because I think she played some of the best golf on that back nine, but the putter was stone cold.
You could see she was absolutely shook as well in reaction to it, and that could really genuinely affect her mindset going into Sunday.
Well, yeah, you're looking like you've got to putt for the lead, and you come off and you're 2 shots behind. I mean, it's one of the most extraordinary finishes I've seen on an 18th hole, but she'll have to regroup very, very quickly. I think missing that, the one that went right to left, just totally, I don't know, foxed her, and she, yeah, I feel for her.
So Yun So Yang looking a little bit happier now than she did when she missed a par putt of her own just a few minutes ago. And that's because she's got a 2-shot lead from countrywomen Soo Min Oh and Gyu Bin Kim, who just had the nightmare double bogey at the closing hole. It is set up quite beautifully going into the final round of the 8th Women's Amateur Asia Pacific. One thing's for sure, we've seen drama today and we are guaranteed more tomorrow, so make sure you join us. It's going to be a cracking finish.